This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1205, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando, alive. Not quite well, but alive. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Also not well, for totally different reasons. He's got the flu. From Nashville, our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And soon to join us, we hope and think, is Derek Miner. He's late to the show, but we think he's coming. But the show must go on. He will jump in when he can. I just want to start things off by apologizing to our loyal listeners. We missed now 2 weeks in a row. We missed a show. The first one, I forgot to hit record. Human error. The second one, a hurricane shut us down for multiple days, and we weren't able. I had no power. We were not able to do a show last week. I apologize. Well, we had one. We just weren't able to do the Friday show. Milton, thanks, Milton.
Yeah, the hurricane naming thing. You know, I think we should take this approach more because as Cameron mentioned, fighting a little something. I think it would help me personify the battle with an illness if I could if they go in alphabetical order. So the next one is like Nelson or something. Like,
wait,
hey,
for
guys,
your flu? Yes. I'm getting the Nelson flu now?
Or it's just I'm fighting Nelson today.
Oh, sounds like a bigger deal than just you got
exactly.
the sniffles.
It really helps personify the battle for the. I feel like psychologically, maybe the immune system could target it more if you just named it.
But do you think you could pick something more like fight worthy than Nelson or Milton?
I don't know, because Milton doesn't sound very intimidating, but Cameron, it seems like it was pretty bad.
Seems like you lost your fight to Milton.
It was actually pretty bad, but I think your theory is a terrible one because as a hurricane person who fights weather systems with names, having the name doesn't help. It's still a terrible experience. It does, you know what I mean? Psychologically, it's a hurricane or it's Hurricane Milton. It's awful either way. No, it was pretty bad here. It hit south of Tampa on Thursday night and made its way directly up I-4, which, if any Floridian knows, the I-4 corridor goes kind of like north diagonal across central Florida. So it goes from Daytona Beach down to Tampa. Yeah. And literally the hurricane just got on I-4, sat in traffic like we always do when we get on I-4, and just made its way all the way up to Orlando. And hit us up here around the worst of it. I mean, we started feeling it around dinner time on Wednesday night, but the worst of it, the eye hit us around 2 in the morning-ish. Because the storm was so gnarly and it was completely dark outside, I was up. It's like you're going to get a restful sleep. And I kept lights on because I wanted to see like when the lights would go out. You know what I mean? I didn't want to not know, because I had to. If my power went down, I have an aquarium and I'm a good fish dad, and I would have had to run out and plug in a backup power source for the fish tank.
You understand the irony of your Milton concern. Most people are concerned about the water outside of their home. Your primary concern was
not killing God's creatures on the inside.
The water inside and keeping that as natural as possible, while the natural water outside was most people's concern.
Well, I didn't know this when I got a saltwater aquarium a few years ago, but because I think of goldfish or whatever, if the filter's not running, who cares, right? No big deal for a while. No. Saltwater tropical fish will drop dead if they don't have water circulation and oxygen. I learned that the hard way a few years ago. So I was like, okay, I figured out with other storms how to plug into a battery source and keep the filter going. So that's why I was staying up. Like I knew I was going to lose power, and the second it happened, I'd have to run out in the weather and take care of it. So around 4:10 in the morning, our power goes out. So I run out, take care of everything, and then I come back and I'm able to fall asleep. I go out. It's over by breakfast time. I go outside, and if anybody follows me on Instagram, I put all this on my story. But looked at the debris. I mean, things were moved around. Obviously, there's a ton of down, branches. The lake flooded that I live on. But it was all right. But we were just without power. And in Florida, what month is this? October, September. It's a little thick. The air's a little thick. And so all of Thursday, no power, couldn't do anything. I'm trying not to I can't leave, because my car was the power source keeping the fish alive. So Thursday, stuck here. Friday all day, stuck here. Well, by Friday midday, I actually have to go charge the car. Yeah. I have to go take care of it. So I go to charge the car, come back. I was gone maybe an hour, and I got peanut butter. I got bread and peanut butter because I had no food. I didn't take it seriously.
What kind of bread?
Well, there was a run on the grocery stores. There was no normal bread, so I had to get brioche. So I ate a brioche peanut butter and honey sandwich because I didn't have any jelly.
This is a true hero's journey. 4-seat brioche. The suffering that you experienced.
I'm telling you. And my little artisanal peanut butter sandwich to keep myself alive. And then here's the craziest part, and I don't even know if Emily knows this. When I came back from being gone for an hour, I, plugged the extension cord outside back into the car, come into my office to check that the aquarium's running. I don't understand how this happened, but something with the filter drained the aquarium for the entire hour I was gone. 30 gallons of smelly fish water was all over the wood floors, ruined the wood floors in my office, and caused thousands of dollars of damage because I left for an hour. And I don't know how it happened. And then how do you clean up? I can't use a wet vac. Yeah. There's no power. So I got every towel in the house.
So fueled up on some brioche. Got every towel.
You could have laid the brioche down to kind of soak up the water.
I couldn't spare my one food source.
This sounds like this is a Netflix documentary story of survival here. One man, a fish tank, 4-seat brioche. It's 4-seat brioche. Truly inspiring. Dude,
I didn't even have jelly, man. I was like, I found some honey, so I had peanut butter and honey on brioche. It was actually quite lovely, but
yeah,
that's all I ate for 2 days.
Yeah, that sounds like a harrowing experience that you had. I'm just glad.
All right, first of all, don't make light of I have no food, power, water.
I was living
air conditioning.
There. Listen, when I was first moving there and we had those 3 in a row, I know what it's like.
But you had roommates and you were in a part of town that you could walk to things that were open.
Nothing was open except for places that kicked us out because we weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago you told us the Helene.
The only positive of roommates was we had someone to eat if it came to it.
Well, I have a fish tank. And I know how to start a fire, so I could have had little fish nuggets. Yeah. But no, it was not a pleasant few days. Finally around, and there was no updates from the power company either, zero. Yeah. They were overwhelmed. Hurricane, 3 million people had no power. So it's and of course they're going to go after the big population centers first and the hospitals and apartment buildings and things like that. My neighborhood, it was so frustrating. On Thursday night, I finally, I went out and I'm walking my dog around the neighborhood, and in our loop, it's about a mile loop that we walk. I was checking to see kind of which houses were out without power. And it was the majority of my neighborhood had power. There were 7 houses in the entire neighborhood that didn't have power. I was one of them. So I felt those Christmas movies where the homeless orphan is walking through the neighborhood on a snowy night on Christmas Eve, and he looks through the windows, and the family is having Thanksgiving dinner, and he's looking through the window and his lips quivering and stuff. That was me on Thursday night, looking at all the families just watching TV and stuff. And it was this isn't fair. I had to go home to my sweaty house. Finally, on Friday night, Friday around dinner time, I see power crews in the neighborhood. I was out walking the dog, and I got so excited. I followed them and thanked them. They were out of state. They were not our power company. They came down from somewhere else, which is what happens. And I just thanked them, and we were so excited to see them. And I okay, I'm going to have power. I can go get Cohen now. So text, I'm going to meet up, get Cohen, and I go get him. And he gets in the car and he goes, "Oh, what is that smell? I have been in sweaty, no AC for 3 days, cleaning up fish water all day." I was like, it's me, okay? Like, give me a break here. I came home, showered, and slept in the AC, and it was the most. You just don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. You know what I mean? Like, I had the best sleep of my life on Friday night. It was great. So, and then Saturday and Sunday was all clean up and, putting things back, and, it's just stuff blew all over the place.
Yeah.
Clean out the yard and stuff. It's been a lot of work, less sweaty work. So anyway, things are looking back to normal. I just saw a trash truck drive by. They're picking up, like, there's huge, like, mounds and mounds and mounds of, like, tree branches and debris that people piled up to get picked up. So it's like, to drive through our neighborhood, you're still weaving all around all the trash and stuff. So it'll be a little while before we're back to normal, but
we're glad you're okay. We're glad you survived.
By the way, everybody, Derek Miner has joined us.
Hey, I'm not late because I'm black. You can blame that on Emily.
Yes.
We know. We figured this out. Like, Jesse had to step away because somebody came to his door just a minute ago, and I was like, "Is Derek on his way?" She goes, "Yeah." Apparently, I told him noon, and meaning noon Eastern, but you're in Central. And hey, we're 1,200 episodes in, and this is the first time the time zone difference has gotten us. So we have a pretty good track record.
It's hard because, like, I like when I confirm stuff with Jesse, I'm like, okay, Eastern, like, we're meeting at noon Eastern. So then I confirm stuff with Derek, and it's like, I forget, as if he's not 15 minutes away from me. But yeah, it's just, I think Jesse's brought this up before. If we could somehow get onto, like, one time zone, I actually think that would really help me a lot. Like, no, I'm not saying us move. I'm not moving. I hate moving. But if just the world could agree to, like, one time zone, that would really help me personally.
I agree. I don't think we need a different time zone in the United States. Look, everybody on the West Coast they're going to be up. They're going to bed at 5 o'clock. It is what it is. They'll be all right.
It is what it is. I like it.
Yeah. They got to wake up the next morning at 4 a.m. It's good for work. It's okay. Should be on the West Coast.
Derek, how's your water situation? You had some damage, huh?
So here's what I found out. I had no clue that this could happen, but it can happen. On the washing machine, there's a drain for the hose. The water that drains out of the washing machine goes into a little pipe on the wall, right? That can get clogged up. So if you guys didn't know that,
yes.
It can get clogged up and gunked up, and then you can look in your garage and there can be a puddle of water in your garage and your studio can be sweaty. So I'm probably going to have to replace a little drywall. Maybe not much though. It only stayed wet for a small time, so I may not even have to replace the drywall. No. Yeah, it should be.
You actually should be okay.
Yeah, it should be good. But there was just imagine you walk downstairs and you just like, there's a puddle of water here that's not supposed to be here because it's not near any door or window or orifices. So, you know what I mean? It was pretty frustrating, but well, we got it. No leaks. Everything is good. My homeboy Philip came through and hooked it up. So we good.
Emily, yesterday, Derek texted us. He said, he's telling us about this. And he said, and then they finished a big part of the renovation. He sent pictures of the bathroom and stuff. And he said, it's good that it turned out good because he forgot his wife's birthday that day.
Oh, you didn't have to tell anybody that.
Derek.
But yeah, I did for sure. I did.
Did you make it up? Did you take her out to a nice dinner?
Oh, definitely. We went to a very nice Italian restaurant in Franklin called Chrysalis. And we enjoyed ourselves, and then we had another dinner with the kids the next day. So
good.
It's been lit. Look, here's one thing I don't know if y'all know about this, but Black people celebrate their birthday for a week.
A week, no question. Yeah.
So there's going to be even more birthday gifts and celebrations and festivities.
When did you realize your critical error?
Did she tell you, or did it dawn on you at like 11?
I've seen this.
No.
I've seen this play out on various sitcoms. And it's usually the husband. Usually, how this plays out in like a King of Queens type world is they wake up in the morning and he's noticing weird vibes from his wife, and he spends most of the episode trying to figure out what he did wrong,
right?
Only to realize at the last minute, he forgot her birthday, but is able to pull something together at the very last minute, like a surprise party, and make it look like it was all part of a ruse to keep her in the dark, when really it was just him covering for himself.
It didn't work out that way. I'm sorry. I wish it did.
I wish you would have called me, because we could have. I've thought about this scenario a lot.
No, what happened is I called her to complain about the puddle in my garage, and I was just telling her, so I'm gonna be working on that all day. And she says, "Yeah, you're working so hard, you forgot my birthday." And I was like, And then she started laughing. Laugh that one off. So I was like, "Oh, okay," because I remodeled our bathroom to where it looks like something like in a hotel or whatever. So like, she's happy. That's something she's been wanting to get done for like years. It finally got done. So I'm off the hook this year. So praise God, we're still married. She still loves me.
Was it at least, you don't have to tell us her exact age, but was it at least not like a big one? Like it wasn't like the 40th or anything. Okay.
No. For her, like she plans those. She leaves no room for error. Like, so it's just literally just, hey, you're giving me this money to do this.
Is this the first time this has happened, Derek?
In 16 years.
Be honest.
What about anniversaries? Are you pretty solid there?
I'm usually on all of it. So usually,
did it occur to you at all to do the last minute surprise party strategy to make it look like you intentionally?
Because no. I've been in a 3-week renovation. I'm just gonna be honest. She's lucky to get a high five right now because I'm so exhausted. I don't want to even see people. Wow. There's been people parading through my house for 3 weeks. I don't even want to see people. Only reason why I agreed to do this podcast is because y'all are on the other side of a screen right now. Like, I just need time. Like, I need human time to not talk to a soul in real life.
See, I was cooped up for 4 days with no AC or human interaction. I'm like, I get to talk to my friends on Monday on the screen.
Cameron's been talking to a fish for the last week.
Man, he's like Wilson. He's like Wilson.
I felt like it.
Yeah. But no, with me, it's different. Me and the contractor, he's like inviting me out to his kid's birthday party and everything. Like, he brought me like flan for just on a random day. Like, we've become like great friends because of this remodel. Through the process, we became homies.
Real talk. A couple years ago, I had a big interior painting job at my house, and there's a lot. It's like a 3 or 4 day job, Yeah. And then like the guy, nice guy, and he's like kicking around our house for days, and he comes like just ensconced in the family routine. He's here while we're eating breakfast. When the kids. My doorbell rings a lot with kids from the neighborhood, like, "Hey, is Noah or Haley here?" And he's like, "No, they're not home right now." And I'd get home and he'd be like, "You know who came by today?" I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Well, your buddy down the street was, he's in some hot water. Let me tell you what's going on over there."
For real.
And then, like, when the project wrapped, I felt like he kind of started just delaying, and just because I think he was having just such a good time at the house and just kind of hanging out, that literally he's like, the outlets, I can switch those out for you. It'll be another day and a half. Like, all right, well, So I hear you. When you have someone in your home and you're, it's not, that happens,
Yeah, you just become homies.
When I was doing my remodel, Carl, we got to be fast friends now. That wasn't a 3 week or 3 day thing. He was here for like 9 months, but like, he would start bringing me his like homegrown bee honey or his honey. And like, what is it with contractors bringing gifts? That's interesting.
Look, I showed up. He showed up.
Wait, is that the honey that you use?
No, that was honey I got up in Appalachia this summer. It was organic farm.
This man showed up to the house with a big flan. Like, I would never be able to eat this whole thing. I just looked, and he was like, "Hey, I put a flan in your refrigerator." I'm like, "What?" All right.
I'm with me.
Thanks, homie. He said, "Oh, next week, wifey's making tamales. You want some?" I was like, "Yeah, bring some too." Yeah,
bring some tamales.
I had a whole pool liner project go on a couple years ago, and the guy I actually knew from back in the day, hadn't seen him in a while. And we got to chatting, and one of my buddies came over one night, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a pool liner too." I come downstairs one day, and I look out my window, and the pool liner guy and one of my neighbors are in my backyard, sitting at that little tiki bar, Cameron, going through liner samples, just hanging out. And I'm like, it's not like I got a text.
It's his showroom now. He's like,
oh, you see the work. Why don't we just go pull up a seat here, and I'll bring the sample book. They're having a beverage. They're going through stuff. I didn't even know they were coming. It's just, I feel like when you work in people's homes, you just develop a certain degree of, camaraderie.
Factual.
That's hilarious.
I've seen this other painter in the neighborhood. And he's like, "Oh, how's Noah's baseball team doing this year?" I remember a couple of years ago went 6-8. So,
Well, that was when you were coaching, so they're way better.
Yeah, they're much better now. My experimental coaching methods.
Controversial experimental coaching.
8-year-old Little League, which is not ready, guys.
It's really funny.
By the way, I don't know if we're keeping any of this, but speaking of dated sitcom references, once again, isn't the whole premise of the old Tony Danza show, Who's the Boss? He's just a maintenance guy that just ends up moving in and hanging out.
No, he's the housekeeper.
Oh.
Exactly.
It wasn't
like he was Alice.
No.
It wasn't like he was Alice on Brady Bunch.
If I remember correctly,
he was doing maintenance on the house and just kept doing maintenance.
No, if I remember correctly, he was a divorced dad, and why was his daughter living there? It was something like to stay in his daughter's life. He wanted to figure out a way to so he answered an ad to become a housekeeper in the suburbs or something. And so he became a fish out of water housekeeper.
Yeah, but his housekeeping was maintenance projects around the house.
No, he's vacuuming and stuff and vacuuming the curtains in the show opener. He was like a cleaning lady.
I thought he drove a paint van in the show opener.
Well,
I was getting Tony Danza mixed up with Ted Danson. Sorry, but
all white guys look the same. It's fine.
No, side note. Ted Danson. No, they both have square faces. That's what it was. So, side note, man, I've been watching this show called The Good Place. This show is amazing. Mm-hmm. Like it's one of the best. It reminds me of a sitcom from growing up. It's really good. If you get a chance to watch it, it's on Netflix. It's called The Good Place.
Yeah, it was always so hyped. Everybody talked about how great it was. I just never got into it. I never watched it. I maybe watched one episode and I was like, isn't it the heaven thing or whatever? Yeah. Kristen Bell's in it. Yeah. Ted Danson.
So far it's funny in a very innocent and fun way.
I heard that it actually gets really excellent. It turns into a great sitcom.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, it's a Michael Schur show. And Michael Schur, in addition to playing Moe's on The Office, he co-created The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's got a pretty good.
I think the one episode I watched, I felt like it was just maybe trying a little too hard, but it might have been that they were trying to establish all the characters, and I just didn't fall in love with it. That one show I saw. So,
speaking of trying too hard, have you guys in your feeds been getting ads for this Australian remake of The Office or the Australian version?
Yeah.
I encourage anyone who gets this teaser that they're trying to promote, because they're putting it on Amazon Prime Video here in the US, to go to the comments section. I mean, it is an unbelievable deluge of insults that I have never seen before, because it is a very ill-advised remake. At least from the trailers, there's not one laugh line in the whole thing. It just doesn't work. Good premise just doesn't work. But people are literally I'm going to cancel my Amazon Prime after this, just because I don't want it to accidentally come up on one of the tiles when I open the app, and I have to be reminded that this exists. And it's just, wow. I mean, every comment is just savage. People are just trying to get meaner and meaner about how much they hate it. And I don't know if the show is a success, but the comments on those make me laugh. So I guess it's a success.
I think, it's funny you're talking comments, because Emily and I talk about this a lot. I'll send her a funny TikTok, or I'll send her, a meme or whatever. And she'll write back going, "Oh my God, the comments are hilarious." And it doesn't even occur to me to look at a comment. I'm looking at the content, you know what I mean? And like, oh, it's funny, and I'll send it. She immediately looks at the comments, and I'm like, she's like, we've talked about this. Is this a generational thing? Because I never look at comments.
I think it is. Like, I love looking at the comments. I think they're fun. Like, I mean, some people use the same kind of like meme joke, like meme format comment, but I don't know. I think they're funny. So I like looking to see what people are saying or thinking about, especially like I like to form my own opinion about the video first and then see, are the people in the comments backing up my opinion, or are they seeing
I don't
something
even do
differently?
that. I go straight to the comment section as soon as you send me a video. I just want to see what people think. I'm usually listening to the video while reading the comments and then going back and watching the video.
I don't
There's
care
so
what
much
people
comedy
think. I
gold
want
in
to.
there.
I want to think what. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. I'm sitting there thinking, like, I think this is funny, or I don't like this. I have my own opinion about it. It didn't occur to me to think, what does everybody else say about this, right? But you're right. They're usually very, very funny.
The entertainment is the beef.
Mm-hmm.
The entertainment is the people that are mad. Like that's
right.
It's that's the generational thing, is that we're all mean people. And we like to see people frustrated about stuff and voicing their frustrations. That's
and especially because most platforms now, you know, the funniest comments just by default from engagement go to the top.
Yep.
So right at the top of that thread is just those first 5 or 6. I mean, they usually make me laugh harder than the meme or the video.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving the show along, we have a great one in store. It's been, building up for a week. So, we got a lot to cover. Bethel's David Funk joins us today. Also, at the end of the show, we have a game called Guilty Confessions. I'll explain it. But stay tuned right now. Coming up, it slices. It's You're listening to Benet. The song is Sad Boy. Oh. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. Okay, it's time for Slices. All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right, so Netflix has announced that it will soon be launching. So this is next year in 2025, a weekly live talk show hosted by John Mulaney.
Really?
And so, he's done a bunch with Netflix. He's done several stand-up specials. He did Everybody's in LA, which is sort of a hybrid variety show. And that's sort of what sparked them to say, hey, let's just try something new in the talk show space. The article in Variety is noted, Netflix has tried talk shows with varying levels of success. They had the one with Hassan Minhaj, that they've had these kind of one-off little specials, but they think this could be their foray into not just like the talk show format, but live. They're really trying to get into live content here. They said this will have sort of a variety show type of feel to it, but it will be live, and that's sort of like the which, if you watch Everyone's in LA, was live too. It has a little bit different kind of energy.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch it? It was terrible.
Well, I know, and that's what I wanted to. This is what I wanted to address, because they also in the article they also said they're in talks to do like a live version of Hot Ones. Here's my take on this. I know everyone's waiting for it. I think they are so overthinking this. Like, a live talk show format does not need some gimmick. It doesn't need to be like, we're going to figure out LA or we're going to eat hot wings. Well, I'm not saying sometimes those, or like, what's the one with Seth Meyers? Like day drinking. We're going to just get plastered while we do the interview or whatever it is. Like,
which is them copying Drink Champs, by the way. They just they pulled a living single friend situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like my point is this: they're all overthinking it. If you go on YouTube right now, most of YouTube is talk shows with people who have figured it out, and they're called podcasts, and it works just fine. And like, have funny people sit down with notable, famous, or interesting people, and don't have a gimmick, and don't have some hard cutoff time, or don't have prepackaged. So I heard you were traveling and lost your luggage the other day. Now that's a wild story. Tell us what. It doesn't need any of that. Just have a fun, interesting, engaging, funny person. Have unscripted conversations with someone who's famous or interesting, and it works. Like I think all of these gimmicks. There's, if you watch late night TV, I don't know when the last time you guys have tuned into like the Tonight Show or Colbert. A lot of it's cringy these days. Yeah, like it is hard to get through.
Well, they're trying to just come up with viral clips. Like everything's just like a quick gimmick for social media now. It feels like.
But I feel like the quick gimmicks for social media have moved on. Like if everyone's algorithm is different, but I feel if I'm scrolling through shorts or reels or whatever, I'm getting a lot of this person's on a mic, this person's on the mic, and they get in a 60-second little conversation about a funny or interesting thing. And, maybe there's some little B-roll and captions in there, but it's not some pre-scripted bit. Like the internet has moved on from, slap fights in mid-interview or playing pie in the face or carpool karaoke. We don't need the gimmicks anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think these old school TV institutions are way overthinking this. People are used to a more authentic, raw version of conversation, and we don't need all of the, kind of hot wings and, like I said, singing and whatever.
Do you guys agree with
me? The Hot Ones is good. Yeah,
Hot Ones is a podcast, but I don't think that falls in this category.
But that's the thing. It was unique when Hot Ones came out. That was a very unique thing. Like, we're gonna make you eat these really, really hot wings, hot sauce, and then we'll have a conversation. But I feel you, Jesse. I think a lot of these people just don't have anything interesting to say. Like they don't have anything because you think about it, the internet is at this place where we live in the most controversial topics now. Like the stuff we talk about today, we would never have talked about that stuff like publicly. Now everybody's talking about all this stuff publicly, but I think these major broadcasting companies, they can't talk about those things because it's going to make some people mad. But that's literally what the internet is making people mad now. It's putting a microphone up, giving a take that's interesting, and letting people fight it out over something that we normally don't talk about. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. Like, have conversations like people actually talk. And talk about things that are controversial.
But that's a podcast, like you said.
I know. That's my point. Like you look at like the people who do it best, Alex Cooper or Joe Rogan or whoever. you know what you're getting. You're getting someone to sit across the table, and they're probably going to be asked some uncomfortable questions at some point, and they're just going to roll with it. That's what, if I'm watching John Mulaney with somebody, that's what I want to see, not some corny gimmick, you know, in some fake variety format or whatever they're doing on late night. That's my whole point. It's like, at what point do these major institutions just say, we are behind, and what is working is sort of essentially what podcasting is.
But I think that's Netflix's, I think it's a misguided, but they are trying to make an effort to update what is stale on network television with this idea of Mulaney doing it live. So it's not a curated, pre-done, So, credit to Netflix for trying. I just don't, if it's anything like that LA show that he did, thank you. And I'm a Mulaney fan. It was awful.
Yeah.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
All right. So I'm a Tesla owner. I'm not going to say necessarily proud Tesla owner, but I'm a Tesla owner. Wanted the Cybertruck. Don't know if I want it as much anymore.
It looks weird in real life, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. My guy down the street got one, and I had ridden my bike down his street just because I want to see it up close. And he was out there cleaning it. And you guys know me. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, can I take a look? And he was happy to give me the whole tour.
Oh, yeah.
Show me all the bells and whistles. Spent about 20 minutes out there with him kicking around on that. I was pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
The matte, if I get one, I'd have to get it matte black. Like that's the only, to me, that's the only way it looks like crazy, wrapped matte black. But that look, Cybertruck, cool. SpaceX seems to be SpaceX, stuff is happening. Elon ruined X or Twitter. He ruined it.
I know this isn't the point of where you're going, but did you see that one of the investment firms that helped him buy Twitter had also took a stake in Twitter? And so I think it was Fidelity, and they had to put it in their annual reports, like all their holdings, like the value of their holdings. So in their filing, it showed that the value of their share in X has dropped 81%. It is worth 19% what it was worth when what he paid for it.
And Tesla stock, if you're looking at it, is not doing great. Like if you're a Tesla stock owner, it's not doing great. So bro needs a win. Bro, we'll just put it that way. I mean, look, he's a billionaire, so he doesn't need a win, but I'm sure he would like a win.
I'll say Starlink is pretty cool.
Right.
Starlink, have you seen them? Have you seen the line of satellites as they go
crazy.
up?
I don't know if I like that he has those up there, but I'm glad they're up there.
I'm just saying that the technology is pretty impressive.
That he affected the Ukraine-Russia war because he shut off internet access, the Starlink access to the Ukrainians to keep them in the dark. And he has too much power right now.
I'm not talking about the ethics of it. I'm talking about the technological feat.
Yes.
I was out one night and saw the satellite train going through the sky. And it's like, that is pretty insane, to actually see in real life.
He's doing some crazy cool stuff, crazy unique stuff, crazy scary stuff. And he just unveiled his robotics things he's been working on. And he has a humanoid robot called Optimus that he just debuted. I saw a video with 2 Chainz talking to the robot. Robot was talking back. Robot was making drinks. And also he has these robo taxis and Tesla cabs that he has these robo taxis. They pull up. I think 20 people can fit in them. These Tesla cabs, they look really sleek. There's only one problem. All of them look like they were on the show iRobot, like literally. He just ripped the designs off of iRobot and just brought them to life. So much so that the film director was like, hey, man, what's up?
For real. It is wild.
Why you steal my stuff?
Side by side?
Like the side by side of it is crazy. Like the Tesla cab or whatever looks just like the transport that drops off the robots. The cab looks just like the Audi that Will Smith was driving in iRobot. And the actual robots look like the robots. He just didn't make their chest clear. Like so when you need a win, sometimes you just gotta hey, look, they say good artists borrow, great artists steal. And that's what he doing.
I'll say he picked a cool he picked a movie with cool production design to rip off.
Yeah.
Like all of the, when I was looking at the side by side, I was like, honestly, both these look pretty rad. But I do want to ask about the robots though.
Can't wait.
You know.
And side note, the Cybertruck looks just like the Warthog on
The
Halo.
Cybertruck looks like a truck drawn by a 3-year-old.
Right, but it also looks like the Warthog on Halo. That's just a side note. But anyway, so he's stealing all of his futuristic designs from somewhere. But anyway, Jesse, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to get a quick take on the robots. Because I'm sure we all saw the demo of, well, but they played like a video, and it was like a family hanging out, and they have basically like a robot servant, like helping out in the kitchen, playing board games with them, making coffee. And it was very unsettling to me. Like, I would not want a robot in my home, just like performing tasks or playing a game. It didn't appeal to me. Cameron, you seem excited about this prospect.
I'm so lazy. I cannot wait to tell the robot to take the trash out, make me dinner, bring me a Diet Coke, go scoop out the pool. Like, I cannot wait. It is, because by the time this comes out, it's going to be like 10 years from now, right? I mean, it's going to take a long time. That's his showmanship. In fact, all those demos that we all saw where like tech influencers and writers and reporters were interacting with them, whatever, it all came out that like, that was not the robots. It was a warehouse of humans. Remote controlling them and doing the voices and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And at the event,
this man is a scam artist,
dude. All of the Tesla employees refused to acknowledge that that's what was happening, but it came out that that's what was happening. The bartending robot is the one who gave it away because somebody asked it, like, are you autonomous or are you being assisted? And the person said, right now we have human assistance, but soon it will be, and gave it up. Anyway, but then I saw a picture of it and it was literally a warehouse of people just strapped into like, the movie effects stuff, and they were just like doing it.
They were mocap. You said it was mocapping the robots.
He left a lot of head on the pint of that beer too. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I did. I was like, I would send that back. If a real bartender, no. This looked like an amateur pour.
Listen, my dream when I was a little kid watching the Jetsons, the idea of having like you press a button and a hot meal comes out and like Rosie the robot like does your laundry for you and makes your bed. Like that was my dream as a lazy kid. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's make it a reality.
This never turns out good in the movies.
Exactly. Because you're going to wake up one morning and
what if you beat it in Monopoly and it takes it badly and throws the board and turns on you and you wake up in the night and he's just like hovering over you because he's still mad about the game he lost. Yeah.
This never turns out good, guys.
My thing is like, why didn't he make it like 2/3 size? So if they did turn on us, we could kick them over or something.
Well, they're not supposed to be more than they're not supposed to be more than 60 pounds.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we could kick them over.
Super light. Yeah, they're supposed to be super
take
light. Yeah,
but they can also pick up guns. So
or knives or any weapons. It's all fun and games. So you wake up one morning and you got an Optimus standing at the foot of your bed, just watching you sleep. Like.
Well, maybe it's like monitoring your sleep apnea. I mean, maybe it's like a health robot. Didn't we ever see Big Hero 6? I mean, a health robot. That'd be great.
Nah, bro.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
I told you the one thing if I could have one thing from a sci-fi movie that could assist my life, it'd be one of those chairs from WALL-E. Do you know what I'm saying? They float around. You lay back.
That was done as a warning.
Sodas.
It was a warning chair that this is where society is headed. I agree with you.
It didn't look too bad.
It looked pretty great. Yeah. They're supposed to be harrowing that this is what society has done to us.
Don't you guys agree? Those WALL-E chairs? If someone right now could give you an iRobot that can dance and make cocktails and clean your pool or whatever, or they could give you a fully loaded WALL-E chair that can float around the neighborhood with a little TV screen, with a couple TV screens, and like a refrigerator that's pouring you soda, I'm taking the WALL-E chair.
Hey, why do we have to pick? Why can't we have both? Why can't both be our future? I want a WALL-E chair too. AI can do all my work. I'll just hang on the WALL-E chair, consume all day, and the robot can keep the house clean. I'm done. That's great.
If I was a billionaire, that just was going to do whatever I wanted. I would have the biggest tech event you've ever seen. All the celebrities would be there, and it would just be a rollout for the Wall-E chair, and it would be identical to the movie. And I would come out on stage in the Wall-E chair watching TV.
I love it. I mean, self-driving cars will have self-driving Wall-E chairs. This is where we're headed. Wall-E was a true story. Wall-E was not.
It was a prophecy. Wall-E was a prophecy.
Pre-documentary.
I'd roll out with a straw in my mouth, just sucking down soda, and I would look at the adoring crowd and just be like, 1 sec, this episode of Outer Banks is wrapping. Hang on. And then I'd finish my episode, and then I'd talk to them. Because everything in the Wall-E chair is done at your convenience. We all live stressful lives, okay?
Yeah.
I can see why the people of Wall-E wanted that.
It's fantastic.
They wanted the Wall-E
They
chair.
earned it.
Can't believe it.
The planet was destroyed.
All right. What do you have, Emily?
Okay, really quick. There's a really interesting sort of like science theory that's being tested right now. Basically, continuing with the sci-fi theme, people are trying to recreate real life Inception. And these scientists think they figured it out. They've done a study where they have, according to their research, they have been able to connect people with their dreams. So these two people who are dreaming, they were able to think of the same word. And so they were starting to communicate with each other. Now, this is like very simple right now. And this also has not been peer reviewed. So do with that what you will. But apparently after the Wall-E chairs, we can start talking to people in dreams.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like a robot or the dream.
I don't like any of it. Don't push no ads to me in my dream. Because that's what Mark Zuckerberg, he's probably the one that's doing it because he's like, it's not good enough to get this Instagram money.
That's where I went to.
Don't push
I'm
no
not
ads
happy
to me
about messing
dream.
with my mind and, what I can. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Just I'm not, I don't want to be just sleeping and then all of a sudden I want to go get some Hot Pockets. Like, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Let's try to keep the focus on the Wall-E chair science.
That's what I'm saying. You got to focus here.
We got a clear target. You guys are all over the place right now. It's never going to happen. Chasing too many rabbits here. Figure out the Wall-E chair and then we'll move on.
But don't worry about putting ads in my dream.
I need you guys to focus.
Let's not move on to dream connections and talking.
I agree.
That's the one place that I'm good. Like that's the one place where nobody gets to bother me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I get to have a good night's sleep. The last thing I need to be doing is sleeping. And then the ad for the Australian office comes on. Like I'm cool. Like
that's where I'm going. It's like with augmented reality or something, I choose to put on the glasses. I choose to add that to my experience. I can take them off. But if you're messing with our sleep and our psyche, I don't like it. It's
you know what? Messy. Maybe if we do focus on the Wall-E chair, once we get that, we'll kind of stop inventing things. Because we'll just be so focused on chilling out in our Wall-E chairs.
So AI can invent stuff for us at that point. We're done.
I like that future.
I don't know about letting AI invent stuff for us.
All right. That'll do it for Slices. Make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com. Every day we are covering stories like these and other science fiction coming to real life stories. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, David Funk from Bethel joins us. You're listening to Flip Turn. The song is Rodeo Clown. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold. Where our guest today is David Funk. David is one of the newest and youngest members to join Bethel Music. You'll recognize his voice on Bethel's latest release, Moments Wait, on the songs When You Walk Into the Room and The Blood. We talked to him about how Bethel's mission is to unite the church across the world through worship and powerful encounters with God. Here's our conversation with David Funk.
Well, I know you're one of the newest members with Bethel, and you're also one of the youngest. But I'm just curious, what do you feel like you've learned since being a part of the worship collective?
If anything, it's taught me to, one of the things that I really love that Brian and Jen value is their heart for like the global church community. And I feel like I've really gotten to kind of just see firsthand like how they put that into practice, and like the choices that Bethel Music makes is oftentimes not at our expense, but it's just like, it's like we'd rather make a sacrifice sometimes for like the sake of, you know what, we're gonna go, I don't know, serve this church, or, you know, put this out for this, you know, whatever. And so I feel like I've grown in the sense of, I feel like I've taken on that value as well. It's like, how can I, best like resource and equip and encourage my local church community? But also when we're going out, like, how do we make it about not just leading worship, but it's like, are there ways that we can creatively like partner with churches that are like, you know, there wherever we're going, you know? So I feel like that's something I've learned and grown in, because I've just watched them make choices like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're partnering with churches on the upcoming tour, which is called the We Must Respond Tour. Out of curiosity, what exactly are we supposed to be responding to? Great question. Well, on a logistical level, it's titled that because our next album is called that. But it came from I think it was a sermon that Bill was preaching, and we kind of took it on to as like even our last album, Moments, was kind of centered around this premise of basically, as you know, one of the highest values of Bethel Church is like, how do we pursue and host and minister to the presence of God? Like, what does that look like, you know? And like in scripture, we see as New Testament believers, we're, you know, in 1 Peter, we're a kingdom of priests, right? So in the Old Testament, it was just the Levites that ministered to
the presence of God, the ark. They were the ones in the temple. They were, in the different levels of the court. Well, now on this side of the cross, the new covenant, the blood has ushered us as saints now into a holy priesthood, right? So you, me, the entire community of the global church, we're all, our purpose in life, one of the main ones, is to how do we minister to the Lord, right? Because now we are all priests, right? So it's kind of coming from this premise of here at Bethel, like that's one of our core values, and we believe it's because it's a core value of now the New Testament believer. It's what are we responding to? We're responding to the presence of God. We're responding to, maybe I guess you could say, the mandate of worship. So yeah, when we talk about that, it's like, especially in the context of even Moments, like the Moments record was called like Wait. And so a lot of the tracks were long and because they're just coming from moments in worship where it's like we're waiting on the Lord. We're asking him, like, what do you want us to sing? I don't know. Like it can kind of get into the nitty gritty even of like, the culture of what it looks like to lead worship. But that's something we talk to our worship leaders about, is because I'm also a part of our local worship department. And so kind of help run some things there. But one of the things we talk about is we don't want to just wait around just for the sake of it, but we do that as a sign of humility, as a sign of dependence on the Lord. It's like, hey, I'm not an expert. Like, God, you're the best worship leader. You know how you want to be worshiped, like you, and you know how you want your people to worship you. And so it's like, I want to wait and I want to take moments to, even if it's just an act of like, I'm not an expert, I don't know the best thing to do. Like, I'm willing to wait on you and like let Holy Spirit let you lead me and stuff. And so I think we must respond is our kind of maybe attempt to like, how can we encourage people to take a similar posture? It's like, we must respond to the goodness of God, his character, his nature, his faithfulness. How do we do that? I think one of the expressions is corporate worship. It's not the only expression, but I don't know. That was a big rambly answer, but hopefully it was good.
It's a really interesting message for Bethel to bring. I'm curious, how does a big group like Bethel figure out a theme or message for a project?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, like this one maybe is a good example because it's definitely a like somewhat of a common occurrence. Will be like, it feels like we see a theme in something that maybe Bill's been speaking about on Sundays or something, and then it's like, oh, it feels like this theme is popping up. Like, how can we maybe rally around that as the songwriters and creatives, some of that expression of this house? Like, how can we rally around that and put that into song? Like, package it in a way that maybe someone who doesn't listen to Bethel or doesn't, even listen to sermons at all, like, what if they hear a song on the radio that actually can kind of carry this theme, And so that's kind of what it can look like. It's very collaborative. It's very like, our entire collective over the years has always written with one another, and now more than ever are writing with people even outside of the Bethel music like group, and I think that's it's obviously brought some of the like biggest songs, at least like the ones that I feel like are impacting the most people, Goodness of God, Holy Forever, whatever. Like, these are all songs that have been written with like these core Bethel music, voices, and then also, voices outside of the Bethel music world, in the church as a whole. And so, sometimes it'll be like, we feel like we're picking up this theme, or like for our album Come Up Here, I think it came out in like 2023 or something like that. Jen just felt like she had this like she had talked about doing a Come Up Here album because it comes out of Revelation 4. It's like, come up here, I'll show you what to do next. Like, I've heard her say that like 1,000 times now. And so we had talked about like Homecoming originally was going to be Come Up Here, and then it just like kind of shifted identities. Simple was going to be Come Up Here, and then it's like, oh, this is actually trying. So it's like this thing was burning in her for a long time. So maybe this is on the other end of the spectrum where it's like there is a really clear vision. Let's rally around this. Like, we don't, we thought it was going to be this, but it's not. We thought it was going to be it. And then finally it happens. And so sometimes it's more like that, and then other times, like with this upcoming album, which is exciting, also called We Must Respond, it was like how can we maybe get back to, not that one way is better than another. It's just like, how do we maybe get back to like, even if there's not like this set like theme, it's like, how do we just write songs for people to lead on Sunday mornings, basically? I think that's another thing that I've learned from Brian and Jen is like one of their big priorities is like equipping the global church with songs to lead their congregation in.
I've heard a lot of people say that worship nights or these worship tours are just like a Sunday morning, right? So there's no reason for them to come. And I'm curious, from your perspective, what would you say to someone who feels that way?
I would argue that it's probably not going to be like a Sunday morning that most people go to. But also it's like, I think what's beautiful about these nights, and this again, it's like with the whole speaker element, I'm even like, who knows what's going to happen? Like, I haven't been on a tour with Bethel where we've had this kind of like flow of the night. So I feel excited about that. But even on worship nights, like we did a couple worship nights in Canada in June, I think. It didn't have a speaker or anything, but these nights always represent like multiple local congregations like coming together, obviously, and so I think if anything, even with like my in-laws, they love to go to anytime Elevation comes through Sacramento, they always go, and I love that, and I always talk to them about it. But I think about that where it's like, man, like sure, it's it, in a sense, at its heart, it is what is happening on a Sunday morning, because that is a beautiful thing, which is the people of God in the presence of God singing the praises of God. Like, but this is just an opportunity to do that with a larger group of people than maybe we would on average be with on a Sunday morning, and not that it's about the number, but I think it's about like gathering with people that you're not normally with, that you wouldn't normally see. And I think another thing that usually that is like really sets these nights apart, from, I don't know, maybe not sets it apart, but just something that always happens that's super amazing to see is watching people that I don't know, like I've never seen before in my life, like get touched by God, get healed, get, just when we're going after things or ministering to people or whatever, it's like, so even as a goer, as a participant, it's like to be able to see like what God is doing in a room that's, like bigger than maybe that I'm normally in. Like, I think that if anything is just encouraging. It's like, man, if God is going to do that for that person, like that means that he can do it for me too,
That was David Funk. Make sure to check out Bethel's tour coming up and get all the info online. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's Guilty Confessions.
This baby won't mess around.
You're listening to Peter McPolin. The song is My Baby. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. All right, it is time for Guilty Confessions. Now, okay, it's fall, and fall's the time for like guilty pleasures, you know, a little extra pumpkin spice, a little rom-coms, cuddle season, watch some sappy movies you wouldn't normally. It's time to just chill and enjoy life. Okay, so it got us thinking, like this past week, Love is Blind season 7 came out on Netflix, and I saw a lot of like TikTok stuff of like, when it's her movie or her show, her guilty pleasure show becomes our guilty pleasure show. And and it showed a lot of like boyfriends and husbands getting hooked into it and all that kind of stuff. So guilty pleasure, this is the season for guilty pleasure content. Yeah. So this show or this game is called Guilty Confessions. I'm going to give you a specific category of guilty confessions of like entertainment, food, habits, whatever. And you are going to confess something related to that category. There you go. Okay, here we go. So we'll start off easy. Guilty food cravings. What, like, confess the weirdest or most embarrassing thing you love to eat, like maybe dipping your fries in your milkshake or something like that. Like, Jesse, what's yours?
I don't know. I'll say this, I'm not embarrassed by it, but I've made the determination recently that peak candy that I crave, I happen to crave it, but I also believe it's peak candy, is those nerd clusters that you can buy in like a bag. So nerds have come a long way. Nerds are always...
I haven't had a nerd since the 90s.
Nerds always were ahead of the time because you get the 2 flavors in one box with the little things,
right.
you know. And then they went nerd rope. And what they did is it was like a cow tail, except it was like a gelatinous, chewy candy that they rolled nerds in, and it was a rope that you eat. Now they chopped it up, put it in a bag. Okay? We got nerd clusters. So it's a ball of gummy candy with nerds stuck on the outside. Guys,
game changer.
It's everything you want. 2 textures, an explosion of flavors. Candy is peaked in a lot of ways, and that is my new thing.
My guilty food pleasure is I probably eat a bologna sandwich more than any human adult should. That's my go-to lunch, is like piece of bread, bologna, and mayonnaise. That's it every day.
I'll be honest. That is pretty embarrassing and shameful. Derek, What do you have?
Oh, Emily tells me frequently that I eat like a 10-year-old. So,
well, you either eat like a 10-year-old or it's like a depression meal. That's kind of what it's giving. So,
great. Thanks. Or it's just an efficient, quick sandwich I can make and go back to work. You know what I mean?
Just like, buy something other than bologna.
It's so good. Anyway,
it's
what's
right
yours, Derek?
next to the bologna.
What's your guilty food pleasure?
Every now and again, I'll buy a can of sardines.
And do what with it?
And eat them.
Fishing bait?
No, eat them. I eat a can of sardines with hot sauce.
You just roll back the tinfoil
straight
thing.
up, just like my granddaddy. I think I do it to honor my granddaddy. Like, my granddad was a World War II vet, and that's just something he did. Like, I've
never had a sardine.
Yeah,
you just eat the whole fish, like eyeballs and scales and everything.
No, his head's chopped off, but they got the little flesh in there. Put it on a Ritz cracker. Put it on like a Townhouse cracker.
What does it taste like? I've never had one. What's it taste like?
It tastes awful. I don't know why I do it, but it's like fishy. with hot sauce, I don't know. It's just randomly does. I randomly will do it. I'll get a craving for sardines.
Emily, what's yours?
Yeah.
I really don't think I have that many embarrassing things, but I am on a really big pumpkin spice kick this week.
Oh,
or this, like,
we knew
the
that.
last few weeks.
That's a surprise.
That
but like more than
that's
like,
just you're so basic. That's why.
Okay, rude. So I have these pumpkin spice teeny tiny pretzels on my desk that I've been snacking on.
No, pumpkin
Trader
spice
Joe's.
pretzels.
Oh yeah,
They're so good.
So my wife's a caterer, and you know, Black people's pumpkin is not a very big deal to us. But one of our clients requested.
Kev on stage is he loves his pumpkin.
Kev loves them, but by and large, we're mostly sweet potato people. We're not very
right.
pumpkin.
He gets roasted by the Black community because he prefers pumpkin pie over sweet potato pie.
Fried frequently, frequently, But her client, like my wife, is running it up with pumpkin for white folks. Like, thank y'all. We just appreciate it. She makes these like pumpkin whoopie pies, and they don't even last. Like they're gone in a second, in an instant. So we appreciate y'all. You know, and look. I had a pumpkin whoopie pie, and I was like, I see why they like them.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. These are dope.
Guilty binge watch shows. For me, you all know my guilty pleasures. I watch those stupid, mind-numbing Bravo housewife shows. That's my guilty pleasure. Emily, what's yours?
I don't feel guilty about it, but it is technically one of my comfort shows is Criminal Minds. Which is, if you've ever seen it, it's kind of a dark show. Yeah. But I do go for it in like signs of comfort or times of comfort.
So. Derek.
I don't have a guilty pleasure show. I'm gonna keep it real.
What about anime or your Marvel stuff or whatever?
I guess anime, but I mean, I don't feel like that's not a guilty pleasure. I watch that proudly, so I don't like. So if that's a bad thing, anime.
Jesse.
I could throw down with some Ancient Aliens from time to time, you know? And trust me, that catalog rolls deep.
It's deep. And it's always that guy who looks like his hair was hand stuck in an electrical socket. His hair
I didn't understand how deep some of these History and Discovery Channel shows go. Like they have one hit and they spin off a whole universe off that one hit. Like I got watching a gold digger show one time, not the women, the actual miners. And there is a whole universe of gold digging miner shows.
There actually is now Gold Diggers, and it's about women who work in the gold mining industry who are also attempting to marry wealthy men.
Yes,
I love it.
It's Gold Digger. No, but Ancient Aliens, it has almost 300 episodes.
Oh my gosh, how many aliens have they found in those 300 episodes?
Dude, I was driving by like the Performing Arts Center here in town the other day, and out on the marquee. It was Ancient Aliens Live. They're doing live shows.
No way.
Yeah.
They bringing the aliens to the Performing Arts Center?
I don't know, but I got my tickets.
I saw somebody talking about like the Chasing Bigfoot show the other day, and they're like, Finding Bigfoot. Yeah. And it was and he was like, I've never seen it before. And I ended up watching the season finale. And it was like, spoiler alert, they didn't find him. You know, it was like, but these people, the fans, invested like 24 hours of watching and to ultimately lead up to, we didn't find him. Anyway. All right. Guilty pleasure purchases. Maybe the most ridiculous or impulsive thing you've bought, like maybe an expensive foot massager that you've never used, or $300 fancy blender or Funko Pop thing. Mine's Legos. I am a full grown adult who my favorite thing to buy and spend time doing. My hobby is building Legos. So that is my guilty pleasure.
I don't got one, y'all. I'm sorry.
Are you serious?
Maybe a Tesla.
That's your guilty pleasure?
That's my, That was it. Yeah. That was my one like YOLO thing that I would buy.
All right.
Yeah.
Emily.
Okay. Again, I don't feel guilty about it, but it is like my treat to myself every month. I'm an AMC A-lister. And so
that's your treat yourself?
That's my treat myself. I go to the movies all the time. And I convinced one of my friends to do it so I would stop going by myself to the movies. And I convinced her. So
all right, Jesse.
It would probably be the nerd candy at the gas station. The bills are adding up. I've bought quite a bit.
Dana's looking at the credit cards like, why are you at the 7-Eleven this much?
Gas, man. Gas is through the roof. Bidenomics at work.
You need to invest in nerd stock. I don't know if there's like a nerd stock company, but
I'm
you
sure
should
it is.
Oh yeah, they're on the New York Stock
Is it
Exchange.
Hershey? They're probably Hershey. Hershey probably.
I think it's just standalone. It's
Just
NRD
nerds?
on the
Nerds.
stock exchange, and it's doing great.
Guilty
Doing great.
social media habits. Maybe like slightly embarrassed by like I spend hours watching pimple popping videos, or I stalk people's wedding videos on Instagram, but I don't even know them. That kind of thing.
I've spent way too much time looking at this Diddy stuff. Like, just it's crazy. I've spent way too much time going down that rabbit hole.
It is pretty wild.
It's a deep hole. Pause.
It's dark. Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah. Emily, what's yours?
I really like watching cleaning videos on TikTok.
Clean talk. Yeah.
Like deep cleaning ones.
Wait, deep cleaning like a bathroom or like the pressure washing dirty rugs?
All of the above.
Yeah, they're very satisfying. I like looking at random people arguing about topics that I have no vested interest in, but just trying to like intellectually be like, all right, whose side am I on here? I know nothing about the fandom of some show or some movie and why they're arguing and so heated, but I just want to see a passionate debate. Great minds, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. Guilty laziness, lazy habit. You do more than you should. Like maybe you Uber Eats food from a restaurant that's literally around the corner, or you leave your clothes in the dryer for days instead of folding them, that kind of stuff. Guilty laziness. Emily.
Well, both of the examples you just gave, I think I could probably say for myself as well. I've absolutely Ubered something that I'm pretty sure it took longer to deliver it than if I had just gotten it myself.
Yeah. Once I figured that out, like with Chipotle, like if it comes in it's cold, I can just go get it. I've stopped using Uber Eats because it's just gotten so expensive, so slow. The food's
NBA 2K25 has had me in a chokehold for a month.
Okay.
I would say I drink a lot of like seltzers, and the awkward thing is I mostly drink them in the car. I like to have one to just sip on while I'm driving. Usually they're not empty by the time I get to where I'm going, so which means the can just sits empty in the cup holder. And then I get back in the car. I'm like, I don't want this warm thing, and I just squirt it out the window and throw the can. I've emptied out my car, and it looks like I'm like a homeless person that's collecting aluminum cans in my car. It's I need to do better about throwing them away.
All right, last one. Here we go. Guilty family secrets. Confess a secret you've kept from your family that they'd be surprised to learn. Like I never told my parents I failed a class in college, or I ate my siblings' snacks and blamed it on the dog, stuff like that.
I don't know if my parents know this, and they do listen to this, so this is a confession that they might be hearing for the first time. My brother and I were not really friends growing up. He's only a year older than me, but we weren't really close at all. And so for Christmas every year, our parents would keep each other's gifts in our closet. So like my brother's gift would be in my closet. Mine was in his closet, because they knew that there was never any chance we were going to go into each other's rooms and like hang out and accidentally see this present laying there. But every year around, like before they would wrap it up, we would just text each other like, hey, let's switch. And so we would just go into each other's closets and spoil our Christmas for us because we didn't want to wait.
Dang.
Wow.
And I think we did that for like 3 or 4 years.
A lot of dark twists and turns.
Yeah.
Are you and your brother okay now, by the way?
Yeah, we're fine.
That wasn't a very good strategy of your parents. My mom would wrap the presents immediately. I mean, of course, I would find an X-Acto knife and slit the tape perfectly and look and then retape it. But
see, this was it was just like the big
evil
gift.
genius.
We called it the Santa gift. So it was like this one wasn't wrapped because Santa just dropped it on down the chimney, whatever. So
all right, Jesse, family secret, Guilty's family secrets. Your brother doesn't listen to the show, neither do your parents. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even know I do this. They're unclear on what I've been doing professionally and frankly personally for the last 15 years. And it's, they think I got a law degree actually. Yeah. So,
makes sense.
It's too awkward to come clean now. We're just going to ride it out.
Yeah. That was your answer?
I don't know. I don't have a real one. I don't know. I'm pretty, you guys know me. I'm not a big, I feel bad about the littlest things. I'll just tell, like if something happens, it eats me away. I can't keep secrets. I can't keep any secret.
Goodness gracious. I hid so much from my parents.
Lying. I love keeping secrets.
I'd sneak out in the middle of the night and go toilet paper my friends' houses.
Well, I did that.
I'd push the car down quietly down the driveway, pop it neutral, just let it roll down the driveway.
I did stuff like that all the time.
Okay, that's what we're talking about here.
So y'all are menaces to society.
A lot of
ruining Christmas.
A lot of unconfessed vandalism. Okay, there
100%,
we go.
100%.
Yeah, tons of it.
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm gonna keep it real. My mom. Every time I did something, like God would show.
The Holy Spirit would tell her. I knew it
in a dream. I kid you not. She would know. So I just stopped lying. Like when I got to probably around 40, it was 15 years old. I was driving my mom's Astro van to church or to work, and I would tell her I'm coming home late because I'm working overtime. And one day I actually accidentally ran the van into a small tree in a parking lot. I get home, I park the van. I'm trying to think about my lie or whatever. And my mom literally wakes me up and says, God told me that you and Tony were joyriding in the van and you smashed it into a tree. And after that, I don't lie to my mom anymore. It's useless. So
I didn't lie. I would hide stuff. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't tell her, you know what I mean? Like I lit the woods on fire. I'm going to figure out a way to put it out and never tell them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the dent was so small. It was on like the side and it was so small and the van was kind of beat up anyway. So I didn't think she was going to find it. So I was like, all right. And she just wakes up and tells me, hey, you're hanging out with so-and-so and so-and-so. God told me. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. So
you know the greatest thing, because I would tell my parents I was going someplace and I wouldn't go there. I would go somewhere else or whatever. The greatest invention for parents today is Find My iPhone. The fact that we know where our kids are.
Yeah.
One won't be able to get away with anything. I know every angle. I know, you know what I mean? It's going to be great.
See, I have my parents' location, but they do not have mine. Because I won't share it with them. But I need to know where they are at all times.
Got it.
Oh, that's sweet, though. That's sweet.
All right, that'll do it for. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank David Funk from Bethel for joining us today. Make sure to check out their new tour when they come to a city near you. Get all the info online, follow them on socials, etc., etc. Also, something's happening this week here at Relevant. You'll hear all about it on the next episode, but make sure to not miss out. Don't miss the announcement when it happens. Follow us on all the socials. We're on X at Relevant Magazine, on I think IG as Relevant, Facebook as Relevant, TikTok as Relevant Magazine. You know, it's one of the two. All right. And at our website, if you sign up for our free newsletter, we will send you our top 5 trending stories each weekday morning. And we will also, you'll be first to know about some of these announcements when we email those out. So there you go. All right. On that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Minor.
I'm Emily Brown.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone. Barring no hurricanes hitting me again. All right.
Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I'm taking the Wally chair.
Relevant Podcast Network.